Y'all can y'all hear me?
Let's calm down.
Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
What's up, Rick?
What up with you, D?
Oh,
How y'all doing?
Fine.
Doing good.
oh, you got Auntie on here, Claudia. Hey.
Oh, we live. We live. I thought he was gonna play some music. I seen the thing came up say I was waiting on the music, man.
They
How
was
y'all
playing
doing?
before the countdown. We good. Did he just go out? His camera went out?
We still y'all still hear me and stuff? Cause they still I can see this on.
He can hear you going in and out. What's up? I can hear you going in and out, though, Rick. Right there, I can tell you, baby, I can drill into it.
There we go. All right. You ready to get started now. You ready?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. How y'all doing today? We're live here. I'm in stage. I'm in California, and my four peoples are Miss Dorsey. She's Miss Robinson. She's in Atlanta, and then we got our other three people representing like they always do, stomping it down in the ground, Flint Town. Hey, y'all, welcome everybody to the last show of the year. Today makes a year of me doing Flint voices.
Okay.
Probably tuning in later on. I'll probably be Miss Claire, Reverend Thelkel, and LaShawn English, and I won't talk about them just in case they don't come on. Reverend Thelkel was my first guest. He was on Flint Voices, and I wanna thank him for setting it off, because you gotta have something to get something, and you just can't start with nothing, and that was my first guest. So LaShawn English, that was my first guest. I remember LaShawn drove through a storm. It was up in Detroit. She drove through a storm or something. We had a storm in November. Weird, but she made it. So I remember that, and I want to thank them. Miss Claire, throughout this year, she has been on the most podcasts with me. Not every time, but when I called her and she said she couldn't come on, she said, let's do it on this date. She said, I can't do it when you want to do it, but I can do it then. And every time, either she did it or we set up another day to do it. And I thank her for it. She always would, give me words of encouragement and give me pointers about how to do it. So I want to thank her for that. Who else? Who else ain't here that I wanna mention? That's it. I talk about Miss Claire. Okay, yeah, that's it. Now let's start with Miss Perkins. The number one reason why I got you on here and it's my last show because I like you.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
So
Thank
and because I like and because I like you so much that even if what I'm finna say now wasn't about you, you would still probably be on this show because I like you that much.
you. All right.
But far as you being an active member of Grace Tabernacle Church,
Mm-hmm.
you also being an active member of the Democracy of Defense,
Yes.
and the Democracy of Defense stands with me when it's sometimes it's just us.
Yep.
Most of the time it's just the last times it's just been us.
Yep.
Um, and what I'm gonna do is when I get the ticket,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give the Democracy of Defense 20 tickets,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna give Grace Tabernacle Church 20 tickets.
All right.
They're valued at $15 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all sell, what y'all use, and I wish I could do more, but far as financially, how I've been moving and doing, that's a hell of a good. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I've been a vagabond. Y'all have carried me. Y'all have y'all have took me places that people be like, how's this dude that don't got nothing everywhere and this and that because of y'all. So I want to thank you for that. Now, and the next person I'm gonna talk about is Miss Robinson, and I'm gonna let y'all have the mic because I've been talking a lot all day. That's what I do for a living. Um, Miss Robinson, uh, just like Claudia to the donations of love, I'm gonna donate 20 entry tickets to there, and also to the cause that you and Miss Perkins helped me out on with the Feed 60. Going to give you another 20 tickets for that. So that way, because this year I ain't buying the turkeys. So I want them 15 tickets to buy the turkeys, the peanut oil, and I don't even want to borrow nobody deep fryer or turkey fryer, whatever we call it. I don't even want I want to buy the turkey, buy the peanut oil, and y'all know what I do on for Christmas Eve. So I want to thank you for all of your support. Now, let's get to the main reason why, and he ain't even on to hear me say this, but let's get to the reason why I thought to transfer these No More Tears event into this concert that's going to take place on Sunday, and that is this young man Darius. I'll listen to his music, and I listen to his music, and I'm like, this is songs that people need to be here. This is the kind of music that these rap lovers need to be riding around bumping. This is the kind of music that these parents that are raising these non-law abiding children, they
Yeah.
need to be having their kids growing up listening to. And he's also an example because there's some talent in this city, but their energy is going in the wrong direction. When I say you can use this same talent to change and uplift somebody, and they get to trying to chastise me saying I don't know what I talk about, you know what I can tell them to do? Check him out. Listen to his music, and y'all will see what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna pass the mic for a couple minutes to Miss Perkins. Then I'm gonna let Miss Robinson talk for a couple minutes. Then I'm gonna let my boy the Apostle talk for a couple of minutes, and then I'll say something else, and we just, I may switch the rotation up, but we'll just keep going like that, So don't nobody, get. I'm sorry I held y'all on so long, but I had to get that off my chest because I really appreciate y'all, and I'll give some
And
more
we
shout outs as
appreciate
we
you
keep
as
going.
well. We appreciate you as well.
All right, thank you. All right, big sis, you got. See, I ain't wanted. I'm not a light switch. I don't
Well,
turn on and turn off. I'm always on. I'm always on. You ain't one of them people that that be all high, and then when it's over, man, I can't stand it. I ain't like, you know what I'm saying? If I can't stand you before the cameras get there, guess what? I can't stand you when the cameras get there. That's how it is. But I got a whole lot of love, and I'm doing real good. I'm proud of myself. Big sis, take over.
And we
Let's
proud of you
just
too.
just talk about some of the things that the democracy, because the people don't really know what's going on with the democracy of defense, and especially this rap program. At our
well,
concert, I'm gonna have Miss McClinton talking about the rap program because a lot of these citizens don't even know about that, and we
well,
got some terrible water prices.
yeah. Well, the Democracy Defense League, we fight for justice for everybody, and we don't care where the injustice is. We fight. We stand up. We're a community based uh, group of citizens that were concerned about the water crisis, which started in, I think, before 2014, but that's the date they're putting on it, the year. And we had come together on a common cause, which we were all poisoned by the state. And I have a really hard time with Snyder, so I identified really well with the rap song. And that young man hit the nail on the head. So we have driven as far as North Carolina to help those people fight with their administrators because they were also poisoned. So we rented a 15 passenger van and we drove all the way to North Carolina and helped them to fight. We also were the ones instrumental in taking all of the buses out of the city of Flint and taking people that had been impacted by this atrocity that happened to us. And we took them to Lansing, the state capital, and we protested so many times. And we're still fighting the war because they would not declare us the disaster, the natural disaster. So they said we were a man made disaster. And so we couldn't get justice because justice for us at the beginning would have been that the Army Corps of Engineers come into this city and change all the pipes out at once. But now we're going on 9 years, which is really ridiculous. We've had cities in the tri areas like Grand Blanc and not Grand Blanc, Grand Rapids. They had a water problem. Theirs is already fixed, been fixed. So it we call civil service in here, and they studied it, and they said this only happens to brown uh, communities and low income communities, and it's just not happening here. I was in Washington D.C. and when I was in the bathroom, they had it posted: "Don't use the water," because they have a problem there. They got them in Detroit. They got them in uh, Port Huron, and on and on and on. But it's predominantly where there are African American and low income people. We're fighting so many issues like gentrification. And for those that don't know what that is, it's where you have the wealthy come in and uproot the residents and want to take over our land and everything else that we're about, and then move in. And then after they got us out the way, build the area up, and then they take over and we're subservient to them again. Not on my watch, which is why I'm running for the Flint School Board also. And many of us that are in the Democracy Defense League, we fight in so many different venues, not just in the uh, league, but we have other things. I don't know if you know, I also run the police department, the center over on University and Chevrolet, 3 days a week. I have keys to all four of the many police stations. Um, Also, we have
Miss
connections.
Perkins, may I cut you off for a second?
Yes.
Uh, what kind of community activity do y'all have at that police station? Like, you
Anybody in
try
the,
to,
well, that particular one that I'm at on University and Chevrolet is right across from the Children's Museum. That is predominantly the sixth ward. And anybody that's in the sixth ward or in the community can come to the police station. Inside that, I open the office up. I have my own keys to that office. And I can give referrals out for people that need to go to specific places for help. If there's someone being battered and they run into the office, I have a button that I can let them in and the other person can't get to them. And then I'll call the police and get backup, for them. It's so many, like the explosion on Hogarth. That happened over in the sixth ward also. A gentleman that owns property near there came into my office and he told me he was willing to pay $500 to help the city in tearing that structure all the way down that had exploded. Things like that. If we hear of meth labs, uh, people report in stuff like that. They also report in if there's abandoned cars, and we get them tagged by the. We have a liaison officer in the area. Just a whole litany of things. It's no one thing, but a lot of things. So that's what we do.
I'm glad you brought that word mess up.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be another Flint Voices show. That's gonna be a November. That's gonna be a November show. I don't know what November is gonna be, but we're gonna definitely do that in November. We got to
Mm-hmm.
do a Flint Voices on Mel in the city of Flint
And you were
and
talking about.
overdoses. We gotta voice our opinion on that. We gotta try to show some love and understanding and challenge some minds to make some better decisions. Because them
Yeah.
people are killing themselves. That's suicide.
Okay, now you were talking about Claire McClinton. She's the leader of the Flint Democracy Defense League, and a few of us are on the executive board. And so Claire and I have flown all the way to Philadelphia to look at the water systems that they put in place there. I've been to Washington D.C. I don't know how many times because I took a delegation with me and we talked to Dr. Peter Gravett, who's over all the fresh water in the United States. I talked to the head of the EPA, also at the highest level, the national level. What I realized when I got through with my wrap up was that they had not been told the real truth. In fact, Dr. Peter Gravett took 5 pages of notes, and the EPA gentleman sat there and cried
Mm.
because we had real live stories for him to hear. And they didn't know the devastation that we've suffered. And so we laid it out for them. Um, it's been so much devastation. Another thing I do want to say while I've got the mic, uh, we have had so much money come into this city, and we have been duped and misused by so many people that this is where they want to come to become millionaires, you know, at the expense of our lives. And I'm appalled. I'm angry like you don't understand. I have spoken on world news. I've been in the New York Times. I've been in Jet Magazine. I've been in the Bridges Magazine. I've been in Supreme Court. I argue everywhere I can argue because I don't fear them. I'm sick of them. 9 years is too long for us to be in this kind of devastation. I have a very good friend that called me a couple of weeks before he passed away, Robert Williams. Had his leg
Oh, whoa,
amputated.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Well, what?
whoa, whoa. Robert Williams has passed?
Yeah, he passed. I went to the funeral
When?
about a month and a half ago. Robert died. Yes, he did. Had his leg amputated. He was one of the people that went. I picked him up myself, and we took him to Lansing on several trips, and he spoke and everything. But he called me a couple of weeks before he passed, and uh, but yes, he did pass away, and I was upset. The week that Reverend Randolph died, they both died, and he was Reverend Randolph's armor bearer, and so yes, he's gone. So I mean, it's been so many disheartening things happening to us. And it's so many reasons that I'm just full of anger. You know, Don Jones called me on Channel 12 News, and when they dropped the charges against the 7 criminals, I went off like a rocket because, they've gotten away with murder. That's plain and simple. Murder. And yes, I was quite angry with the new administration that took over for Todd Flood, the Attorney General. I'm sorry, but she has really not done her job. And her staff has not done theirs. This Hamoud, whatever her name is, and Kim Worthy, uh-uh, uh-uh. Nope. They dropped all the charges when they got here instead of holding on to Todd Flood. By our request, the Democracy Defense League asked them not to get rid of him because he had done so much serious work. He had indicted the criminals, and they just dropped all the charges. It made me feel like they were on the tape. I'm just appalled at so many things and so many people. We're paying this big bond debt that we weren't even able to afford in the first place. There's so much crookedness and evil in this place. And you know what? Unless there's a whole makeover. And they asked me, what does justice look like to you? I said, putting all of them in an
Yeah,
orange jumpsuit for a long time. That's what it looks like
yeah,
to me.
yeah. Well,
They
well,
got
well,
away
Miss
with murder.
Perkins, I but
Yes.
Miss Perkins, I'm with you when I come when it come to Rick Snyder and them and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, we gotta we gotta we gotta do a. I want to do a special Flint Voices and dedicate it to Robert too.
Yeah.
And I want to and the reason why that I'm doing this the celebration next Sunday
Well, we
with a
had two
concert
more.
with
We had two
live
more soldiers
performance
to fall.
is because I want to start back. Mhm.
We had two more soldiers in Democracy Defense League that fell.
Miss Perkins,
You hear me?
Miss Priscilla.
Priscilla
Just so
Wheeler.
but I want to if you want to separate everybody, Tony Palladino, I don't have no problem with it. But I don't want to we can always mention, but I want to give Robert his day. I
I
want to give
understand that.
Priscilla her day. I want to
Tony
give Tony
Palladino.
Palladino his day.
Yeah, well,
And I want to serve you
they're
your
all
flowers every day. I want to serve Miss Claire her flowers every day.
yeah, well, we are
This
warriors for
is,
this
and
city.
I want to, and another reason why I'm glad God works in mysterious ways. I got my boy Darius here. We're here to let you know whenever you want to take a back seat, which I know you so stubborn, you ain't gonna never want to take a back seat. But if you ever want to sit down and push some buttons, we're gonna be there to have our button pushed and to represent you.
Mm-hmm.
We're always going to be there. Now, Miss Robinson, how are you doing? First of all, let me ask you a question. How's it coming with your Coke donation? How's that
Um,
going?
it's going good. Donation with Love. We partner with Bridging the Gap. And November 5th, we are doing a hoodie. It's called Hoodies for the Homeless at the Outreach Center on Root Street. This is our fourth year doing this event, and we give away between 350 to 400 hoodies out to all the underserved people in the community in Genesee County. And then November 17th, I partnered with Black Lives Matter with Dewan Robinson, where we're doing the holiday drive where we're giving toys to over 250 to 300 children that will be able to have a Christmas.
And y'all still doing it at the Oak Business Center, right?
Yes, it's at the Oak Business Center.
I ain't making no promises
Okay.
because I'm gonna be in California. If they let me stay in California to 2024,
Mhm.
I gotta come back in 24. But if they let me stay here till 2024, doing what I'm doing, I ain't coming back to Flint. I
I
ain't got hit
understand.
by some sunshine.
I understand. I
But
understand.
if I am there, I will be participating. You know,
Okay.
I like to go there and run my mouth and meet
Oh,
people anyway.
absolutely. And Ms. Perkins, I did want to collaborate on something that you said about there's so much funding in Genesee County. And, I have my 501(c), but if I wouldn't be in the community talking to people, knowing what's out there, I wouldn't know nothing about it. And it's like, I don't know if it's a secret or they just only want certain people to know about where the money is. But we should be able as individuals in our community to share that information where we all can be successful.
I understand what you're saying, but let me tell you, you got a lot of for-profit organizations that
Okay.
have been stealing money from all of us
Okay.
for a very long time, and they're the kind of people that throw a rock and hide their hand. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? They give you a few peanuts, and then
Okay.
they take the whole enchilada. And then they
Okay.
got people that work for them that you think is for all of us, and they're not.
I
Now,
understand.
I'm running for the Flint School Board for a reason because I'm fighting those kinds of administrations and I'm trying to get a good board so we can start making some real decisions for our community
Okay.
and stop the bleeding and stop the infighting and stop the crap. Because quite frankly, I've had enough of it.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at. And
I get that. I
we
get
are the
that.
most exposed. Anything that we know that's good for this community, that's what we fight for. The Democracy Defense League. And like I say, we've been all the way. I've been to Washington too many times. When I took that delegation and we left there because I argued on the Hill, they cut a check for $170 million for Flint. What I want to say to you is they're stupid down at the national level. They sent the money to the very people that poisoned us. Snyder, he shouldn't have had his greedy paws on a dollar. And he divvied it out like he
It was
wanted
a
to. And wait a
it
minute,
was
but
a
let me
whole
finish
it
this.
was a
Hold up. There, when he divvied the money out like he wanted to, there was a state report. And this was under the Weaver administration. Her administrator
267.
got the report. The report had line items on it as to where all this money went. Guess what? There was a line item that had $90 million on it. But where did it go? Didn't have an explanation. Do you think somebody should have asked the question? As far as I know, it went in Snyder's bank account. How do we know? Then they took another part of our water money and remodeled the YWCA of Lansing, Michigan. Then they took another part of our money and remodeled a private owned Capitol Theater. Do you feel me now? These are the things that we tracked
I
and
feel you.
monitor.
Talk about the black marks where you don't even know where the money went. Talk
You
about that
know,
while I get the
the what?
door.
The what? I didn't hear
Oh,
you.
that was you.
What'd you say, Rich?
Yeah, talk about the black mark where they just had a dollar amount, don't know what it was for or who it went to or
That's
nothing.
just what I just
Talk about
said.
them.
That's what I just said. They had line items
Yeah, ain't that
with
something?
monies, and there was no explanation as to what they used it for. And that's why I said, as far as I'm concerned, it went in Snyder's pocket and his cohorts that poisoned us. Give me an explanation. What did you do with the
Oh,
90 million?
with Miss Claudia, we gonna get back to that because we gonna talk about that because we had a chance to find that out. But just like when me and you were standing out on that yard talking about getting your water account zero balance, the city of Flint didn't stand behind it. Now, Miss
That's
Robinson, back to you. You got something that's going on this Saturday, right?
Yes, hoodies for the homeless, November 5th, between 11 to 2, I believe. It's at the Center of Hope on Root Street, 912 Root Street. And we'll be giving between 3 to 400 hoodies. We will also have pajamas available for the children. The hoodies are mainly for the adults. So just come
And the
out and you'll
pajamas for
get
the
a hoodie.
children.
I'm sorry.
So the pajamas are for the children,
The pajamas is
or
for
the
the
pajamas for
children.
both? Okay.
The pajamas is
Man,
for
that's
the
so
children.
lovely. Man, I just
Thank
love
you.
what you do, man. I love
thank
what you do. I wish I was an NFL you know, hey Darius, man, you know I used to do that thing on that stage. So you know, if I
Okay.
would have made it in there, I would buy you a store full of hoodies. I would just
Okay.
here guess but what store you want? I would really look out and I really appreciate you and thank you in advance
Thank you.
um for and this is the guy that you will be introducing. So you basically gonna set the show off.
Rich.
Yeah.
Rich, I do want to say Grace Tabernacle is having a coat. It's called Fly City Coats for Kids, and we're going to be giving out
Uh-huh.
brand new coats to the community on November the 5th. It'll be out of Grace
Okay, so
Tabernacle.
that's right around the corner too.
That is the
That's
That's
Saturday. That's Saturday.
so both of y'all,
G1050.
so now y'all see why y'all need the community. But let me tell y'all something. I love what y'all doing, and I love the idea that it's on the same day. And I love the idea that it's really planned on the same day without knowing that it was on the same day. And I would like to say this. Some people is going to make it to Grace Tabernacle Church that couldn't make it to donations with love. Some people going to make it to the donation with love that couldn't make it to Grace Tabernacle Church. And just like me, some people ain't going to know about one of y'all. Some people ain't going to know about neither one. So yeah, I like that because I want to actually do a day to where no matter where the people go, it's the same message being pushed. Like if they go to Dewey Park, we got different people, but we got the same message going. And to go to Ballinger is the same, and it's just the only thing that's be the same is the message and the time. But far as the people and the deliverers and all of that, it's all different. But no matter where you run, we finna instead of like, for instance, when we do that city march, that means we all pile up together and wherever we at, is where it's happening. I want to cut that city march in about 5 or 6 parts to where no matter where you at in the city, somebody walking up and down your streets talking about it's time to stop killing each other.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna when he come back in, I'm gonna let Darius take over. Now Darius, before I let you take over, and I want to thank you for your patience because
Oh
me
yeah,
and
no
Miss
problem.
Perkins is super winded, and Miss Robinson, she like I try to be straight to the point. She a quick killer.
Right.
Uh, I want to thank you, brother, and I really look forward to making arrangements and bringing Saving Our Souls down here
Ooh,
to do
that'd
that
be
concert.
perfect. Hey, you done
I'm
here?
I'm working on that. As soon as hey look, I supposed to be in Georgia right now, and I was supposed to send Mr. Winfrey some money. So
Sam.
a lot of stuff that got messed up. So I'm
I'm gonna
finna
talk
call
to
Mr.
Chuck.
Winfrey, let him know his money coming tomorrow, and then we'll tie all the
Yep.
other stuff up. I don't want to call him up there trying to set up no more shows, and I still owe him for this one. So
Right.
I'm gonna take care of this one, and then I'm gonna talk to him about everything else. But before Sunday, we gonna try to get that date and stuff. That way we can make that announcement right at that concert. See
Mm-hmm.
this this is just the beginning. We're gonna start going into schools, and we're gonna look into how mental, how mentally, how much mental effect is being put on kids through bullying, and we're gonna try to touch some of these hearts of some of these kids and try to change the way our city is from the roots. We gotta stop our kids from growing up into so much negativity. We gotta change the image of you can't
Right.
get out of Flint. We gotta show that it's people like Darius. It's people like Miss Perkins that came up all the way from the ground of Flint. When women couldn't go here, women couldn't go here there. So we good. And so Darius, I'm gonna go on and first of all, Darius, just give everybody a testimony of where you've been and where you are now. He just went off. I talk too much. Soon as he come back on, we gonna let him take over. I got that. I got now. All of a sudden, I got that Run DMC song going in my head. You talk too much, Rich. You never shut up. All right, he back. So Darius, go on and give everybody your testimony from where you've been to where you are now.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my wife got me doing all this stuff. Um. Well, yeah. Well, I'm a returning citizen. I've been free now for 2.5 years. I was incarcerated. I was incarcerated for 9 years from 2006 to 2015. I got out for a year, then I went back in 2016. And I got out in 2020. 2000 when I went back in 2016 though, um, I got saved. Like I had an encounter on my way in. I had a real encounter with God, and it changed my life for the better. So I was in 2006. I was a signed artist to a label out in Cleveland, Ohio, and we was on our way to getting a distribution deal. But then I ended up catching the case. I was the front runner for the label. I ended up catching the case though. But at that point in time, I was still doing worldly music and stuff like that. Now with my music, I just tell my testimony. I share what God has done for me, what I've been through, what He brought me out of. And basically, my goal is that with a verse, a bar, with a song, that it'll click in somebody that they'll want to get to know this God that can change their life for the better. because I born and raised Flint North Side. I done did enough dirt in the city, so now I'm trying to do all I can to help in the city, man. So none of my music is promoting violence. None of it downgrades women. I couldn't even see myself doing that because God bless me with a bunch of daughters. So none of that type of stuff. So like I said, what I do now is just as much work as I can and with the community. I've been with Black Lives Matter since I got out in 2020, working with Dewan, who I knew since high school. Um, I've been I preach, I minister continually. Uh, yeah, that's basically it, man. I'm a sinner saved by grace. I'm just sharing what God did through my music. Yeah.
That's good.
and
That is so awesome.
Darius.
Yeah.
And listen, y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all the reason why the show is kind of everything is, but God is good
Yes, he is.
because
Yeah.
All the time.
because if if everything would have stayed the way as far as my able to communicate and stuff, that ticket distribution wouldn't have been made this way. You know, when it's 2020, let me tell y'all something. I got, what did I do with? Hold on. Hold on. Where is it at?
Oh, I do want to say to Miss Perkins and Miss Robinson that's on. Women like y'all, man. Women like y'all, like powerful women like y'all, that's a part of change and movements in the community. I wish. Oh, they can't keep. Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Facebook. My
You're going in and out.
You
y'all
coming
can hear
back
me now.
in
Y'all can hear me?
strong. Now
Now
we
we
can hear you
can.
now. We can hear you, D.
Y'all can hear me?
Can you hear
Yeah.
us?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear
Ah,
you.
yeah, I can hear y'all. I can hear y'all. Wi-Fi crazy out here. But hey, I want to say, like, women like y'all, powerful women like y'all, that's a force in the community. That's unbelievable. I wish we had men that stood like y'all stood. You know what I mean? I always tell people, I say, man, I ain't tripping. I can't get the men. I know some women that's gonna move some people, so I ain't tripping no way. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to tell y'all that I appreciate y'all, man.
I appreciate you.
You
There,
appreciate you.
you know you can put that story to some music and become a millionaire, man, right? And remember me?
Well, hurry up with mine. Hurry up with mine.
This man is talented, y'all.
I
Listen,
know he is. I've heard
and
him.
this, but listen, when I say set it off, the show will be set off Sunday when Darius open up. When he hit him with that, here I go, here, man, man, I'm trying to tell you, they're finna be feeling this young man from the beginning to the end of his show. I don't know what his lineup is. This is this is how good I'm living right now. I told Darius, you let me know how many minutes you want to perform, 20 or 30 minutes. I told Elijah Muhammad, you let me know how many minutes you want to perform, 20 or 30 minutes. I told Emo, you let me know how long you want to perform, 20 or 30 minutes. And it's all good because Elijah, his name is Elijah the Messenger. I used to write songs with Ellery Morgan. So I already know what a concept and stuff is. So I just wish I could be at two places, and I can be at two places at one time because Flint After Dark will be there recording it live. And I will be right on the other end of this messenger, just like this. Flint After Dark will be there, pointed up at the stage, and I will be right here on this messenger watching. And I would probably write a letter or something and have y'all read for me or something like that, you know. And let everybody go up there and talk about how great of a person I am and how they wish I was here to hug me. Probably have about probably have about 200 people just get up there and say how great of a person I am. And yeah, I'll probably have a couple people come up there and everything. Yep. So Terrence, you know you gotta get your camera crew ready. That time coming next Sunday. Um, I'm really ready. And like I said, ladies and Terrence, man, this my man. Been a year of doing podcasts with somebody that I ain't grow up. Damn, oh shit, I'm finna start doing. I ain't like when the very first podcast I was finna do. See, I just don't believe in starting something and then just walking away from it. So the very first time, me and these two young ladies, they wanted to do a podcast. So before we did the podcast, they had the plans that how we gonna hook up and all of this. And we did the podcast, and then we never hooked up. And I was like, shoot. I just started doing it, and then all of a sudden, I ran for office, and I seen so much and with this Flint voice, the pandemic kind of threw it to the market that it's in, because I really wanted it to be live, and right before the city council meeting. That way we could leave this Flint Voices meeting and go down to the city council meeting and then put some pressure on them. See, Terrence had asked me the last time me and him did a show together about how I felt about the Harper Fund. And if this Flint Voices would have been going for a year now, the way that the way that I wanted it to go, far as having these people come up and we meet and we talk before the city council meeting, we would have been able to weigh in on some of those Harper funds. And what they did is totally legal because it got 5 votes. So if your organization is a part of that piece of legislation that they put together, then God bless you.
Hey, Rick.
But if your organization ain't a part of that legislation that is in, then you just on the short end of the stick. But wasn't nothing done illegally. It
Rick.
received 5 votes.
Hey, Rick.
We had a chance when me and Miss hold on for a minute, I'm gonna let you get in. But me and Miss Perkins had a chance when we were trying to tell the people that the city council could write an ordinance up to spend those Harper funds. And they was running around acting like dummies, like which way do I go? I don't know how I can write a grant proposal, but I can't write. I can't even, and they didn't even have to write it. The only thing they had to do was mention it to the city clerk staff, and the city clerk staff would have wrote it up for them. But once again, and that goes back to what Miss Perkins was talking about earlier when it came to that $267 million that was misappropriated by Rick Snyder. Eric Mays has subpoenaed Rick Snyder over that. But the support when it comes to making our elected officials move in the right direction from the citizen is lacking. Is lacking. You have people like Arthur Woodson that was trying to make you aware of what was going on with Land Bank way ahead of the game. Arthur was a year ahead of the game. You laughed at him. Guess who got our last set of houses right now? Land Bank. So we gotta get together as a people, and because we got a city council that think that they can do what they want to do. No, you are elected to serve and listen. You are not elected to point fingers and dictate. They're not. Yeah, we're not for it. Now, Mr. Terrence, what you got? What you been into since I've been gone? What you got coming up?
I ain't got nothing coming up, man. I just want to let everybody know, city council, they straight clowns, man, and all these. I just can't understand all them white people coming down there, lobbying for that budget, that ARP, hey, but whatever it is, the American Rescue Plan is supposed to be for the poor, supposed to be for the people. This doing hair out their basement and cooking out their kitchens for the community so they can go get a brick and mortar and start their own business, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's right, man. Where they allocated that money to them people that already got money, man. It ain't right, man. I know you
That's
said
Terrence,
what I was
it's
talking
legal, it's
about.
legal, it's
but
legal.
but
Like Rich say, it's legal, but it ain't right, man.
That's
but
right.
guess
You
what,
know what I'm
Terrence?
saying? It
But
ain't
guess
right,
what,
man.
Terrence?
It ain't right, man.
Guess what, Terrence?
What's that?
They got another 47 point something coming real soon. Y'all better raise y'all voices up and make sure it don't happen again.
It's not that we haven't been raising our voices. I've been to all the freaking meetings. Let me tell you, that is our money. That means the community. That's who that money belongs to. Us. 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 And we should be
Flintstone.
we and wait a minute. We have sat in so many meetings across this city. It is as plain as the nose on your face as to what we need to use the funding for. Just as Mr. Snow said, it's our money. We need to get so many empty buildings. Let's get some of them buildings and put some of our beauty salons back to work. Get some skilled trades going on in our community. And ain't nobody gonna come in our community and clean it up for us. We gotta do that.
That'll clean it up.
But then we
Yep,
gotta
that's what
take
I be
we
in.
gotta
Hey,
we gotta take some pride back
hey,
into our community.
hey, Miss
And what
Claudia. Miss
yes,
Claudia, that's what I be saying when I be like, they be saying I'm ghetto, and I be like, the hood got to save the hood, man, because ain't nobody else
that's
gonna
right.
save it. Ain't nobody else gonna
Absolutely.
save it. Ain't nobody else gonna
Absolutely.
save it. Not the government, not the state, not the county, not the city. We gotta save ourselves.
Y'all better read up on the Black Wall Street. We
Yep.
had our own
We we
everything
we had our own everything. That's right.
from the judge house to the morgue. We had our own everything.
That was the most
And
brilliant
they
thing we ever
bombed
had.
us. And they bombed us.
They burned it
They
to the
don't
ground.
want you to have nothing. But see, we got to work outside the box. We got to beautify. We got to, first of all, you men, let me just say one thing. You men, and I'm talking about men. I didn't say boys pretending to be men. I said men. You're going to have to stand up. First of all, pull your pants up. That's number one. Number number two, start praying in your homes again. Start training your sons and daughters. That's where this is going. See, I'm going to go to the root. See, a lot of people pussyfoot and dance around the issue. The issue is if you take care of your home and clean your houses up, these kids wouldn't be running wild, busting windows out of these empty schools and everything else. They would take pride in their yards. They would know how to sew a button on a shirt. They would know how to cook a meal, boys as well as girls. When I came up, they had home economics. They had PTA meetings. Parents were concerned
Wood
about
shop,
what their
auto
children.
mechanic. I
Wait
think
a
they
minute,
still got
Hey,
all those.
about what their children were being taught. But now you got all these atheists and everything else in the schools teaching your kids that Trump is the best thing since sliced bread and everything
hey,
else. You
hey,
don't
Miss
know what
Clyde,
they're learning. And
Miss
what I
Clyde.
do know, wait a minute, what I do know is they can't even read when they graduate, and they can't write in cursive, and they can't tell time off of a regular clock. They got to have a digital one in order for to tell you what time it is. Something is wrong with all
Hey,
that, and we
hey,
all we
You
all
know,
have a
all of
part in fixing that.
hey, Miss Claudia, and you know what? All that you just said is by
Yeah,
design, not mistake. You know what I
it's
mean?
systemic racism.
They crippling us. They crippling our kids. Like you said, they can't even write a cursor. They can't even tell time from a regular clock. You know what I'm saying? It take a village.
Can't read.
It take a village. When I got in trouble at the corner, Miss Brown gonna whoop my ass. And she gonna call on to my mama. When I get home, I'll get my ass whooped. It take a village, man. You
And
know
if
what I
they
mean?
tell me, I'm gonna whoop
You know what I
you.
mean? And that's what it is right there.
I
Now
said the
you
village.
got to see you can't even touch the kids, no, man. If they talking about what they talking about now is child abuse, well, we was double child abuse.
So
You know
what?
what I
But
mean?
let me tell you something. Look, I told all of mine, you got one time to try to call them on me. By the time they get to you, it ain't gonna be much left. That's what I'm talking about. You gotta take your rightful place back. I wish a
Yeah,
kid would call the police on me. I wish they would. My son, he was acting his butt out. This is the oldest one. Baby, he gonna run after he tried to try me, ran and locked himself in my room. I said, you better get him. I had the police right at the door. I said, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you. If you don't get him to open that door, I'm gonna kick it in. And when I do, I'm gonna go to work. And then you can do what you think you big enough to do. They said, Keith, you better come out of the room because your mama ain't nothing to play with, obviously. And
that's what I'm talking about. That's what
and
I'm
wait
talking
a
about.
minute. And that clown opened the door, and when he opened the door, I led with a right hook. I don't play. I did it right in front of the police. Do you hear me?
Miss Claire,
Yeah,
I'm gonna give everybody a little story, and then we gonna get ready to get out of here. I remember when I was a kid, right? My mama, you know, your mama, y'all like to use them switches, Miss Claire. You know what I'm
So
saying? I
do.
mean, Miss Claudia. So
Yeah,
my mama say, boy, bring me a switch.
that's right. And you better
So
bring the right one.
I brung back the weakest switch in America.
Uh-huh.
I
what you
should
do
have
that
got the
for?
weakest switch award. So look, my mama did a hooty hoo call. She went out the door. She first of all, she looked at the switch and picked it up and looked at it like, this ain't no switch. Then she threw it down, went out to the door, and made a hooty hoo call. And I lived in Cranbrook Apartments, Terrence, and it was summertime. She said, somebody bring me a switch. It kids I ain't never seen before lining up at my door with a switch. And guess what
All
my
right.
mama did? My mama wore every one of them switches out. I wanted to beat every one of them kids up that lived in Cranbrook Apartments. Man, it looked like they was coming off of Stifler and Bermuda. It looked like they was coming out of the houses in line. I think my
Cut
mama
the
hit
line
me
out.
with about 50 switches that day.
Hey, come here.
Now, it wasn't no come in. Once she say it's whooping time, it's whooping time. Where you gonna run? Man up, make as much noise as you can, fake it. Shoot, sometimes you didn't have to fake.
hmm I
Man,
bet you that.
play on y'all emotion. Big bad Claudia, you all bad to that tear fall. Then all of a sudden you be like, oh my baby, but you made your baby cry. You put them tears in their eye.
Yeah.
Well, man, we
So
go. And Terrence, you coming on at 9, right?
Yeah, I'm going in, man. I'm going in now. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
me and Tech
Terrence
going in.
going in. He's going in at
The
9
snow
right
show.
here.
The snow
The
show.
snow show right here at
No,
9.
no, no. You know, in fact,
Um,
it's DNT. Tay coming back with me.
okay.
Tay coming back.
Okay, so y'all going on at 9 tonight, D and T.
Yeah, DNT. Yep.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
y'all gotta invite himself. Make sure you send me a lead guest coming on Rich Jones tonight.
All right.
Miss Perkins,
Yes.
thank you for everything, and I will be getting with you tomorrow and letting you know about those tickets and everything. So you make sure
Okay.
you get them printed out, get the word and stuff, and
Okay.
tell everybody thank you and peace out.
Okay.
Terrence, give us some music, and I see everybody. I see everybody at 9.
Okay. Take care.
All right, LP, I
All right.
see you
All
on the
right.
screen.
All right, Miss Claudia.
Hey, everybody that watch
It was
these
nice.
videos, share it.
Okay.
Share. I gotta do like everybody else. Share.
Okay.
Because I
All
need
right.
the help.
City demons. Can you see it? I know you see it. Can you feel it? Well, you gon' feel it, yeah. Got the bedrock diva on this track, yeah. It's city demons in my city, yes indeed it is. Got the crabs in the buckets and the haters working every day. It's systematic shit, we gon' make it anyway. Whatever it's doing to me, all I wanna do is breathe. I take 2 steps forward, gotta take 5 back, what's that? I'm tired of that. I hustles every day and I grinds it to the wall, in hopes that one day in this life we gon' fall. They say the urban decay, we don't make it out, there's no escape, that's no mistake. Take it back, take it back, take it back. We gotta take it back, we gotta take the hood back. Take it back, take it back, take it back. We gotta take it back, we gotta take the city back. Paralyzed by falling dreams, we self-medicating. Bottled water solutions, the kids have no vision. They taking all the schools away, but they steady making feelings. But we gon' make it all the way, because we kicking in the building. Take it back, take it back, take it back. We gotta take it back, we gotta take the hood back. Take it back, take it back, take it back. We gotta take it back, we gotta take the city back. When you're under pressure, city demons can take your mind like no other. Hey, you gotta have control, even when it's hard, you're all on your own. Let's go. City demons, all up in your city, product of your environment, and the city about got the bedrock diva on this track, yeah. It's city demons in my city, yes indeed it is. Got the crabs in the buckets and the haters working every day. It's systematic shit, we gon' make it anyway. Take it back.
Ray, you gone crazy.
You are now tapped in with the most realist and controversial show on the net. Flint After Dark Podcast. We speak for the streets. We speak for the streets.